everyone, Tiffany here with Crafty Home, and today is Tuesday, so that means a Tuesday Talks. Tuesday Talks is a Goodreads group that was created by Jeannie and Janie, and I will make sure to leave the Goodreads group down below. I just feel silly saying that because I film a whole month's worth in one sitting, so it's really odd to like say the same intro over and over, but anyway. So today's topic is, and I've quickly forgotten, I remember my answer, but biggest influence for your passion of reading. Oh, let's see. I try to think back and I can't think of, I mean, like, it'd be cool if I could say somebody in my family, but my mom does not read and my dad reads, but I don't remember him reading much when I was younger. And he does read, like, he reads to help him go to sleep, really, is what he does. So yeah, definitely wasn't anybody like that in my family, but it was definitely, as I thought about this and explored the topic in my brain, it was definitely my second grade teacher. I think her name was Miss Franklin, although she's since married. I don't think she was married then. I'm trying to remember. I can picture her totally in my head, but I'm really bad with memories. But I remember a lot about her class because she was an amazing teacher. I got in big trouble in her class though. I'll tell you why in a minute. But anyway, and so like in her class we had to do the funnest things. We made candles when we were studying, you know, that part of history where they would have to make candles. I think we did like dip, you know, like we're two on a string and you dip it in. We did soap in like milk things. She like did everything really hands-on and I loved that. But one of the other things she did is she would like kind of teach everything in the beginning of the day, and then she would give you like worksheets and stuff. And I went to a Christian school, so our reading level, I just want to clarify, our second grade reading level was probably more like a third grade reading level. So we were reading books, like more chapter books and stuff. But anyway, so she'd give us these, like our homework type stuff and like schoolwork homework stuff. And if you finished it, then you got to go read. And there was reading time too, but you got to just go over there and read. Or I think maybe you could do other things, maybe there are other activities, I don't know, but my heart was set on reading. And I got myself in trouble once. I was actually a really good kid, and this was the only time I went to the principal's office. And yeah, I had just been for like a week, I think, or maybe it was only a few days. I can't imagine she was like a whole week behind on grading stuff. It may have just only been a few days, but I do like one worksheet and then I just kind of scribble or write in quick fake answers and I wouldn't do my best work, and then I turned them in and then I get to go read. And so yeah, I got in trouble when I got found out. I went to the principal's office. No, like I said, I went to a Christian school, and you have to remember I'm almost 35. Well, actually, as of when you see this video, I will be 35. So it was many years ago. Nowadays you couldn't do this, but they could still spank in their school. They could spank you if you did something wrong, because I remember there was a paddle. I don't know many people who were actually spanked, and that was probably only my first couple of years at school there. Anyway, but the principal knew that all it was going to take for me was to scare me. So what he told me, and now as an adult I realize it was so not true, but he told me that he wrote down the people who did things wrong in school, and he wrote them down in a book, and then that would like stick with you, and it wasn't good, and you'd have like a record, which I guess technically you kind of would, but anyway, that petrified me and I never got in trouble again. But yeah, so the reason I wanted to go read is she had like a whole corner of the classroom, and she had like bookshelves, and then she kind of had it, because you know it was like a corner, so there's a corner here for walls, and then she had bookshelves here so that it like made a little cubby room with just bookshelves and books all around, and she had bean bags and stuff down there, and you could just sit there and read, and it was amazing. And that definitely is what got me into reading a ton, and I loved it so much. So that is definitely my biggest inspiration for reading and what made me a reader. And I think that year we also got to go check out the library, and I lived when I was little, before third grade, so like kindergarten, first, second, so it had to have been second, early third grade, because we moved middle of third grade to Alaska and then came back later. We lived within a block of a bookstore, and within 2 blocks of our public library. And so I would go there all the time on my little bike, and that was back when you could send your 2nd grader out. I would never think of doing that now with my kids, but that was back when you could do that. And I would always go to the bookstore and the library and come back with my backpack full of books. So anyway, yeah, those are what inspired me to become a reader. Let me know down below what was your biggest inspiration in reading, and until next time, I will chat with y'all later.